Welcome. I'm Jeremy Beachy. This is Psychology 326 with Professor Wayman, 21 April 2015. I appreciate you allowing me to be here today. I will be presenting you with my research design for schizophrenic drug that your company has recently developed and is hoping to be testing soon. I believe that we should start by discussing the differences between non-experimental versus experimental research designs to give you a brief understanding of the two and how they might better suit your company. In non-experimental studies, the researcher does not control, alter, or manipulate in any way the predictive variable or subjects. Instead, the researcher relies on surveys, case studies, etc., and is not able to demonstrate cause and effect. Categories of non-experimental designs include descriptive and correlation. Experimental research design allows the researcher to manipulate the predictive variable and the subjects, which allows the researcher to identify cause and effect. The two categories of experimental design are true experimental and quasi-experimental. I would like to propose to you a true experimental design in that it is considered to be the most accurate form of experimental research by proving or disproving a hypothesis with mathematical and statistical analysis. In this study, we will try to determine whether the new medication, which we'll call drug X, is more effective than the existing medication, which we'll call drug Y, in treating schizophrenia. I will also look to show and explain causation between drug X and the improvement of symptoms in the schizophrenic sufferers. With that, I will be able to manipulate the predictor variable, also known as the independent variable, and measure the outcome of the dependent variable, being the symptoms of schizophrenia. A true experimental design study should allow me to do just that. The method I would like to use is to randomly select a sample of 40 people currently suffering from schizophrenia, being both men and women between the ages of 21 and 45. I would like to select a sample from a pool of patients currently using drug Y. I will randomly assign participants to either the control group or the experimental group. The control group will remain on drug Y, whilst the experimental group will take drug X. All study participants will be given a description of the study, the benefits and potential risks of the study, what will be kept confidential, and what will be presented in the final report of the study, and be asked to give written consent. Further, I will get approval from the Institutional Review Board. I will advertise the study through different media such as radio, television, social media, and I will advertise through clinics and hospitals. Participants in the study will be asked to remain in an inpatient facility so that the patients can be monitored whilst taking the drug and prescribed at prescribed intervals, and so that the schizophrenic symptoms can be carefully monitored. At the beginning of the study, the participants will be screened through CBC, which is complete blood count tests that can rule out other diseases that might have similar symptoms. Further, we will be monitoring patients by CT scan, psychological evaluations, and physical exams throughout the study. A two-sided t-test will be used to compare the effectiveness of drug X with drug Y. Whilst we expect to see comparable results in 6 weeks, the study will conclude after 8 weeks to ensure that we get the most accurate data possible. My null hypothesis is there will be no difference in the impact on schizophrenic medications between drug X and drug Y. My alternate hypothesis will be that people suffering from schizophrenia will have great symptom relief from drug X compared to what they have with drug Y. References.